Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Mikel, through in Europe, top of the Premier League again. Do you feel like you've got the squad depth needed to stay there this time?
Time will tell. We have another big one now against Wolves, a very difficult team to play against. They have shown against the top teams as well what they're capable of, and I know the preparation has been focused and understanding what we have to do tomorrow to win the game.
Kai Havertz has now scored it in back-to-back games, and you spoke about the fact his confidence is growing. What have you been doing and the club been doing to get him to the level that you know he can perform at?
First of all, support him like with any other player, and then give him the tools and the time to excel his qualities. And I think that's what he's doing. Everything has started to come together. A lot of things that he was doing right, he continues to do so, and now obviously in front of goal, he's been very efficient.
We understand the club are in talks with Takahiro and Ben White about extending their time at the club. Is that part of the wider strategy of trying to keep your key players, the nucleus, together for the next 3 or 4 years and beyond?
Yeah, that's what we've been doing in the last few years, apart of strengthening the squad as well, rewards and have more stability in the squad, and those decisions are very important, obviously.
And you come up against Wolves tomorrow. Gary O'Neill spoke on Monday and said that referees' decisions are affecting reputations and livelihoods. Do you have some sympathy with some of the decisions that have gone against Wolves this year?
I have sympathy with all my colleagues because I know how beautiful, at the same time how challenging our job is, and the exposure that we have, and those moments in front of the cameras are not easy ones, and you see that in many situations already this season and last season, and yeah, we're here to make the game better, to make our clubs better, and we all need to win to do that.
IFAB had a meeting earlier this week, and they're going to have some more trials when it comes to sin bins. Is that something that you'd like to see in football?
I don't know. As you said, it has to be tried. I think it's a long shot still, and we'll see what we get from there.
And finally, for me, any fresh injury concerns following the game on Wednesday?
No, I don't think we're going to get anybody back still, and we didn't have any incidents, so all good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alice from the Premier League.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
4 wins in a row, 12 goals scored, just 1 conceded. Some might say your midweek win was close to perfection. Do you feel you're approaching your peak performance, or is there yet another level to come from you?
I think there is more levels to come, and I hope so. And we have to continue to do a lot of the things that we're doing really well in games to earn the right to win, but I think we can still improve and be more consistent.
We'll look at the fixtures this weekend. You play tomorrow, but your closest rivals aren't in action until Sunday. So with that in mind, by Saturday night, you could be 4 points clear at the top of the table, of course. Does that, I wonder, give you an extra edge by putting the onus on your opponents to respond to what you do at the weekend?
We can control what we can do, and if in this league I learned that they are not a very positive thing to have in mind. We are really hungry to play in front of our crowd tomorrow and win the game, and this is what we are going to try to do.
So Wolves up next, of course. They come to the Emirates with a good result against some of the bigger sides, already beating Man City and Tottenham so far this season. What sort of a challenge are you expecting from Gary?
Yeah, it's very prepared. Obviously, they have a lot of quality over the field. It's not a coincidence what they are doing, and they perform really well, especially against the top side as well. And that talks highly about the quality of the coaching staff, what Gary is doing, the way they have prepared and control opponents, difficult opponents, especially when they play at home. So we're going to have to try to break them down tomorrow.
Perhaps not surprisingly, teams may well come to the Emirates with a tendency to set up defensively against you. I just wonder, how do you go about countering that?
Well, giving players tools, ideas, and understanding what we have to do, the game that we want to play. And then, as I mentioned before, it's about the efficiency that we showed in that last part of the part that dictates the outcome of the game. And the other night we were very efficient on that.
Yeah, the games are coming thick and fast. I know you're not the only ones with a full-on fixture list, but how much of a challenge is it managing the demands of 3 games in a week?
That's the beauty of it, though. When we wanted to be in that position, and we are playing big games every 3 days, and the squad is ready. The players are hungry to play every single game. They are disappointed when we have to rest them to manage minutes. That's a really good sign.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mark Rubie.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
When you look at what Gary said after the game on Monday night, and then obviously with the Newcastle handball and Eddie Howe's comments after the game, is that at the moment, do you think, the VAR controversy and everything like that, the one thing that all managers are having to deal with more than anything else?
I have enough in my garden.
And then we look at, we've got Ben and Shakira Tomiyasu obviously closing in on hopefully signing new deals. When you first came to the club, there were players leaving at end of contracts. There were players whose contracts were cancelled and the players were paid off. But when you look over the last year with Odegaard, Saliba, Saka, Martinelli, probably even more than that, having those deals done, does that organisation off the pitch just help you plan and work better on the pitch?
It does, and as well because those players have deserved with performances the way they behaved, and new deals, and as well it gives us stability. They are in a brilliant age as well. There is still much more to come from them, and that was the initial plan. But it's something that they have earned, that has made the squad much stronger, and as well credit to Edu, to the board, everybody that planned as well those sequences to get them in the right time to keep evolving the squad in the right way.
It's no coincidence, I guess, then that infrastructure from top to bottom leads to a team finishing second in the Premier League and fighting for trophy.
For sure. Without top players, without top quality squad in this league, the demands that we have is impossible to do it, and that's what we are trying to build and evolve and be better and be more precise as well with what we need to make a big impact with those decisions.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
On VAR, is that something you've talked to other managers about? Is it something you discuss with other coaches?
Yeah, it's a topic that it comes up for sure. We talk about many things, but that's one of those as well, because at the end it has a huge impact on results, and our job depends on that.
What kind of stuff is it? I'm not expecting you to give me the exact detail of the conversation, but is it sort of positive things, negative things?
All very positive, yeah.
All very positive. And just, you spoke a lot before the Lons game about game state and how important that's going to be. It's obviously going to be a very different game this weekend against Wolves. They're going to set up very differently. Do you think it's also, maybe Arsenal fans shouldn't be getting their hopes up to see a similar fluidity in terms of the attack, or is that unrealistic?
It will be different. It won't be the same, and we cannot expect the same. And this team is going to be different to last season, and hopefully very different to the season next. And that's part of the evolution, and leaving some of the things that are in the past to the new thing, and that has a transition, And we want to still be competitive and win matches, and I think the team is competing really well.
Charles and goal.
Hi, Miguel. Just going back to Kai quickly. I mean, it's obviously been a really huge week for them. The last-minute winner last week,
Yeah.
scoring the first goal this week to sort of set the ball rolling in the Champions League. Have you noticed a difference in him here? Has there been almost like a weight off his shoulders? Does he look and feel like a freer player?
Not really. He's been very positive, and he's been so influential in the good way to his teammates and the team. But obviously his confidence grows. He's really looking forward to something. When you feel loved, when you feel respected, and when you feel admired, things are much easier. Your energy is better, your body language is better, and I think that's the way he's felt in the last few days.
Just going back to last week, we spoke after the game against Brentford about the celebration and you taking him over to celebrate with the away fans, and you said that you knew he wouldn't do it himself. Why was that? Is that just part of his character? Is he just quite shy, or why wouldn't he?
He's very respectful, and he's not someone that wants to be there in the front line, or at least he doesn't show it in that way. But then if you ask him to go to war, he will be the first one down there, but he doesn't want to take that credit, and I think he deserves that credit on the day.
Okay, last couple in last section. Andy from The Athletic.
Yeah.
On Tomiyasu, of course, he had 2 assists on Wednesday. Do you think that he'd become more of an attacking outlet going forward?
I think so, but the priority for the defenders is to defend, and to defend well. And everything that they can add on top of that is excellent, and we are looking to develop, but especially in the defensive phase, the behaviors and the consistency that we are showing is what we need to maintain, that's for sure.
And of course, in the midfield trio of Havertz, Odegaard and Rice, they've started 8 games this season. And during this game, they've scored 22 goals and Arsenal only lost 1 game. What is it about that midfield trio you think complements each other so well?
Well, I think time will help, and the more minutes that they play together, that chemistry will get better and better as well. But we have many options with different qualities. We played as well with 2 players, not as offensive as the 3 that we are talking right now, and depends as well on the opponent, game state, and what we are trying to do.
Okay, and Simon from The Standard.
Hi, Mikel. Just when Gary spoke on Monday, he sort of said it was the night in the game that sort of turned him against VAR. I just wonder, for you, are you still in the situation where you like it and feel it can be improved, or are you at the point where you think we should just get rid of using it?
No, I think we can. I think we can improve, and we are trying to do. And all those things that are happening, I think, are probably necessary to improve it. And we have to take it that way. You know, it's been a big change. Technology is taking a huge responsibility in games, and in its time. And we use it the right way. And we are listening to people. We are open, and we are humble, and we are trying to be constructive. I think we will get to a really, really good place.